This is the Louie Tee Network.
I'm ready for some football. I don't know about you. Who else could it be but your man Lou? Yeah.
Overtime! So we head to overtime.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie Tee? Welcome to Thursday Night Football Overtime. Wow. Before I get started, I'm going a little mini rant, man. Just a little mini rant. I ain't going to overdo it, man, because I already said my piece on Twitter as this game was going on. But you got to stop with these Thursday night games, man. Honestly. And I know it's not going to stop. And somebody made a great point on Twitter, and I already know this. It's a money grab for the NFL, man. Thursday night football. It's another day to expose yourself to the fans. It's another day to keep and box college football out. It's college football on ESPN. Who's watching it, though? Not when the NFL is on. So it's the NFL as a marketing ploy. It's something for them to sell, but it's not a good product. It's not a good product. These players are creatures of habit. First of all, this is the most physical sport that anybody can play. At least on American soil, that is. You know, we don't do the rugby and all that extra stuff. But these guys need the full week to recover, heal, to get the treatment that's necessary to put themselves in a position to go out and battle on Sundays, not Thursdays. This is the type of product you get when you put people out on the field sooner than they're supposed to be. No Carson Palmer in this game because it was a Thursday night game. They said if this was a Friday game, he would have been able to play. So you know if it was a Sunday game, he's able to suit up, save us from this garbage. When's the last time we had a good Thursday night game? Oh, I know. Week 1, Panthers, Broncos. You know why that was a good game? Because they hadn't played 4 days prior. It was the first game of the season. They got to start with these Thursday night games. Or as someone on Twitter said, make it 2 teams coming off of a bye then. If you're going to play Thursday night games, it can't be 2 teams that just played on Sunday. This is getting out of hand. The Thursday night game 3 weeks ago with the Patriots and the Texans was horrible. The game last week with Cincinnati and Miami was garbage. This game was horrible. They got to stop with this, man. And it's tough for me to come up here and try to act like I'm excited about talking about a game that I wasn't even excited to watch. I mean, I'm a damn good actor, man. I can act my ass off. And I try to be modest when I can, but I like to think of myself as a really good actor. I think if they gave me a script, I could go to Hollywood and act right now. But I'm not finna sit here and act as if I was thoroughly entertained the last 3 weeks on Thursday night, including tonight's game. Garbage. This product on Thursday night is garbage. The players don't like it. I don't know of many fans that are thrilled about the games that we've seen this season on Thursday Night Football. This game was horrible. Last week's game was horrible. The game before that with the Texans and the Patriots in a shutout was horrible. They've served us up garbage after garbage after garbage after garbage product this season. It's got to stop. They either got to come up with a better solution to making these games better, or they just got to get rid of the product altogether. We didn't beat their door down begging for a Thursday night game. We didn't ask for this. They force-fed us this. Don't make us consume a product that's not any good, because it's not good. Thursday night football is not good. How often do we get good games on Thursday night? It's not often. There aren't many memorable games on Thursday night football. There just aren't. Because it's not a good product. And we got to sit through this garbage every week. And of course you can say, well, don't watch. That's easier said than done. You still got fan bases that want to see their team. Football fans like myself who consume this game in lethal amounts. We can't put it down. We need to punish the league for this, but we can't. And they get away with this nonsense. This game was horrible. Last week's game was worse. The game before that was even worse than that. At least these two teams scored some points. God damn. Sorry for that. I told you I was just going to go on a mini rant. For those of you here for the first time, welcome to the Louie Tee Network and subscribe. For more great content in 2016 and beyond, I'm also on Twitter. @InTheLabRoom is the Twitter handle. Go ahead, give me a follow there. I was tweeting my ass off all game long, tweeting back and forth with a number of different people. Follow me on Twitter. Also, I'm on Facebook. In the Lab Room is the Facebook page. Go ahead, give me the thumbs up and the like there. So, all the social media platforms right there down at the bottom of the screen. So if you have any questions as to what I just said or what my Twitter handle is, what my Facebook page is, or what channel I am on YouTube, it's right there in front of you. So, Cardinals get a well-needed victory, get to 2-3 on the season with a 33-21 victory over the San Francisco 49ers. Big win. Big win for them. Sloppy football game, especially for the 49ers. It's got to be hard being, let me say this before we go on and jump into this breakdown. It's got to be hard being a 49ers fan. It's hard. And I've been there before. And that's why I know it's hard. Because I've been there before. As a Redskins fan, I've suffered through some pitiful, tough seasons when it was hopeless. When you couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, it was dark, it was grim, and you just wanted it to be over. You wanted somebody to just end the season right then and there. I've been there before. So I understand, but it's got to be rough. You're a Cleveland Browns fan, or you're a San Francisco 49ers fan, because there's nothing to look forward to. There's nothing to give you hope the next week that it's going to be better next time. This team is bad. The 49ers are bad. Okay, the receiving core. Jeremy Curley, I said this last week when you played the Cowboys. He's your best receiver. That's not good. He just got there literally 4 days before the season started in week 1. That's not good. You paid all that money to Torrey Smith. When's the last time he caught a pass? Can you tell me? I watched the Cowboys game last week. I don't recall him catching a pass in that game. I watched the game tonight. I don't recall him catching a pass in that game. When's the last time he caught a pass? Your receiving core is horrible. The one tight end that could catch, he's hurt in Vance McDonald. Garrett Selleck couldn't catch claps in a whorehouse tonight. Your running back position, that's all you got. That's all you got. Blaine Gabbert stinks. Your offensive line isn't very good. Your defense, it's okay. You can't stop the run. You've got some solid corners. I actually like what you got in your secondary. Your linebackers, dead and gone. That ship has sailed. No Navarro Bowman. Pat Willis isn't coming back through the door. You just got Lynch back tonight. Your D-line is still growing, but you can't stop the run. It's tough. It's got to be tough, man. It's got to be tough to be a 49ers fan. I know it does. And I apologize. I really do. I sincerely apologize, and I sympathize with you. I empathize with you. I feel really bad for you if you're a 49ers fan, because there's nothing to look forward to. You can get excited about next week. Fine, go ahead. You're just going to lose again. You're not good. And you got Blaine Gabbert. What you going to do? Put Kaepernick in the game? What is he going to do? Let's get to likes, dislikes, banana in the tailpipe. All right, so let's get to the likes in this game. We'll start in the first half with the road team, the Cardinals. And there was only one like in the first half. This first half was abysmal. Both teams stunk it up. It was a bad watch for anybody out there watching this game. This was a pitiful, pathetic watch for everybody involved. That goes for Cardinals and 49ers fans, especially the first half of this game. Chandler Jones with a deflection of a late first half Blaine Gabbert pass that caroms into the air, picked off by Calais Campbell, sets up the first touchdown of the game for the Cardinals, and they needed that. That was the turning point, really the turning point of the game, and we'll talk about that when we get to the 49ers, was the taunting penalty. We'll get to that a little bit later on, but that was a huge turn of events. You get the penalty that forces them to go backwards. Then you get the deflection on 3rd and long. It's picked off. The very next play, Drew Stanton throws a touchdown pass to Larry Fitzgerald, and just like that, the game goes from 7-0 49ers to 7-7 Arizona, and from that point on, the Cardinals took control of this football game. You go to the lights in the first half for the San Francisco 49ers. Great punting by Bradley Pinion. Anytime I start talking about punters and them punting the football well, either it's a bad game or the punter actually did a bang-up job in a really good game. And that can happen. You need your punter to flip field position. You need your punter to be able to down teams inside the 5-yard line. Thought Bradley Pinion did a great job early in this ball game of flipping the field position and making sure that the Cardinals weren't going to have great field position all night. And Jeremy Curley is the other like on the lights list in the first half. Curley was the only guy to catch the football at the receiver position until the fourth quarter. Was the first time they got somebody else involved other than Jeremy Curley, which speaks volumes as to the ineptitude of this San Francisco 49ers receiving core and really the skill positions at large. Really outside of Carlos Hyde, Jeremy Curley is the only guy that seems to be making any plays. And I don't want to continue to beat up that 49ers wide receiving core, because if their quarterback, Blaine Gabbert, wasn't as bad as he was, maybe Rod Streeter would have caught that pass on the second possession of the game and scored a touchdown. I mean, he was screaming wide open over the middle of the field. And Blaine Gabbert doesn't know the meaning of touch. Everything is on a line. Everything is a rope with him. Even his passes underneath are coming out with hot sauce to go. And so he just doesn't know how to put touch on the football. You see it time and time again. I saw it last week versus the Cowboys. I saw it again this week. Guys running down the field open, and he just doesn't know how to put touch on the football. Everything is thrown on a line, and that's why he can't seem to hit guys running 25, 30 yards down the field, running open on a post, because everything is on a frozen rope. But Curley scored the only touchdown for the 49ers in the first half and was the only receiver really to get involved in this game yet again. Let's go to the dislikes in the first half of both teams. John Brown with a fumble. It didn't cost them. They recovered the fumble. But look, in a game like this where, as we saw on this night, turnovers are going to be the key in the football game. You can't put the football down on the carpet. Luckily enough for him, a couple of teammates were around to make sure that that didn't go the way of the 49ers. Hold on to the damn football. The Cardinals turned it over 10 times in the past 2 games. That's a bad, ominous start. If that were to go to the 49ers, you can't turn the football over. That's what's been your undoing the last couple of weeks. Hold on to the goddamn football. Fitz with a drop on 3rd down. This Cardinals team is lacking confidence right now. They may have gotten some back tonight, and that's why this was a big win. They just needed to see another notch in the left-hand column, because guys are dropping footballs. It was not a great throw by Drew Stanton on this particular play, and Larry Fitzgerald had to turn and contort his body and stretch, but I've seen him catch balls worse than this, okay? They're just not sharp right now. This team isn't sharp offensively. They're not scaring anyone defensively. Michael Floyd with a 3rd down drop is the next dislike. They just aren't catching the football the way we're used to seeing them catch the football. And that's something that I'm not accustomed to. Last week against the Rams, there were several drops in that game. Against Buffalo, there were several drops. There were more than several drops in that ball game. This isn't the same Cardinals team that we're accustomed to seeing, especially not in the first half. Again, they built some confidence after some mistakes by the 49ers in the second half, and they started to look a little bit more like the team that won 13 games last year, that won this division a season ago. But in the first half, they looked like the team that started this season 1-3. You go to the 49ers in their first half dislikes, and it's a boatload of them, first and second half. As I list these reasons or these dislikes, these are all reasons why the 49ers are now 1-4 on the season. This This is how you establish that record, okay? And they're going to lose a lot more games this season because they're not a good football team and they don't do the little things correctly. And when you're not good and you don't have a bunch of talent and you don't do the little things well, this is what happens to your football team right here. So, Garrett Selleck with a third down drop. First possession that either team looks like they want to do anything on, okay? Cardinals have already punted 3 times. 49ers have already punted twice. Here's an opportunity to get another. They've already got 1 first down. Wait, what do you know? A first down in this game by the 49ers. They're moving the football a little bit. Blaine Gabbert on 3rd and 4 could run for it, and he knows it, but he sees a wide open target and Garrett Selleck. So he says, okay, you can get this first down. You're already past the sticks, and you could probably get another 5 or 6 yards if you turn upfield after this catch. And he throws him the football. It's right there in his hands. He takes his eyes off the football looking to get up the field. You know the rules to the game. You can't run and gun. You can't ball without the ball, man. Where you going? Catch the football. That's a drop. Got to punt the football now. Blaine Gabbert missing throws. First possession of the game. I just talked about Garrett Selleck. Maybe he wouldn't have even caught the football had he thrown it to him where he could have even made a play on it. But he airmails a wide open Garrett Selleck on a corner route on the very first play of the game. 20 yards over the man's head. What is he supposed to do with that? Wide ass open for a gain of 20, 25, and you don't even give him a chance to even attempt to go after the football. It's that poorly thrown. Down the field is streaking Rod Streeter wide open over the middle of the field. And this might be a touchdown. I don't know if Rod Streeter is fast enough to win the foot race to the end zone, but I tell you this much, he's got 2 steps on the nearest defender, and if that ball is thrown in stride, he's got a legitimate opportunity to get to the end zone on about a 65-yard catch and run touchdown. Instead, Blaine Gabbert throws it 7 yards over the man's head. Good luck with that one. That's Blaine Gabbert in a nutshell, though. I mean, look, what are you expecting? Seriously, what are we doing here? All right? I mean, you can't really be upset. You're starting Blaine Gabbert, okay? Antoine Bethea with friendly fire is the next dislike. What the hell are we doing here, okay? Brock breaks up the pass 40 yards down the field. He breaks it up clear as day. There's no reason for Antoine Bethea to be coming in like a heat-seeking missile and taking out his own teammate. Go pick the football off, man. Why are you hitting me? I did my job. I broke the pass up. The ball is sitting there right in the air like, go get the ball, man. Why are you hitting me? Damn. That's why you're 1-4. That's why you're 1-4. Because you much rather go hit your teammate than go after the football, which is the real prize on the play. You want to hit somebody, and you don't give a damn if he's got a black jersey on like you, a white one, or if it's an official in white and black. You just want to hit somebody. Stupid. Carlos Hyde with a taunting penalty. This is where and we're going to jump into this a little bit more. I don't even want to elaborate on it here because I have another segment called Where the Game Was Won. This is where the game was won right here. Or should I say lost for this San Francisco 49ers team. It's stupid. That's why you're 1-4. That's what 1-4 team. That's the definition of a 1-4 team. Right there. A first down. He didn't even score a touchdown. He didn't break off a 25-yard run. He just made a grown man run on 3rd and 3 or 2nd and 3. Picks up 5. And he feels the need to start flexing on a dude. Blaine Gabbert picked off at the end, or picked off. And I talked about that end of the first half. It's a good play by the Cardinals. I'm not even going to get mad at Blaine Gabbert here. You know, off the heels of the taunting penalty that backed them up after they had a little momentum. Remember, they had just scored on the drive prior. They get the football back. They got some momentum. They just picked up another first down. Here we go. Got a chance to really take it to the Cardinals. If you get a field goal there, hell, a touchdown in this game might be over. A field goal with Drew Stanton at quarterback? Are you kidding me? A touchdown, this game's over. A field goal, and the Cardinals, who stunk in the first half, they're in trouble. Because now, I know Bruce Arians, he's going to abandon the run. He feels threatened now. They're down 10. Oh, DJ, who is killing the 49ers, he's not getting the football that much in the second half. If they're down double digits going into the second half, this game is over. And instead, you get a dumb taunting penalty and then a great play by Chandler Jones to deflect the football into the air. Then it's picked off by Calais Campbell. Next play, touchdown to Larry Fitzgerald. And all of a sudden, you got a totally different ball game. And the final dislike, the end of the first half, this is why you're 1-4 right here. This doesn't make any sense, okay? You need to wash your face if you think this is a good idea. Let me ask you a question, okay? Let me ask you a question. I just want to get into your mind a little bit, see what you're thinking about here, okay? 20 seconds left in the first half. You run a play. You incomplete the football. Okay, fine. This is my thing. This has always been my stance, all right? If you're going to try to do anything at the end of a half, you want to test the waters, you run a draw or you run a screen. One or the other. If you pop it and you get 15 or 20, you call a timeout and then you actually try to go get points. These boys rolled out and got an incomplete pass. They're still at the 25-yard line. What in the hell makes you think you struggle all first half to just put together a drive? What the hell makes you think that you're going to go the length of the field or even get in the field goal range in 20 seconds? You just incompleted first down. You just threw an interception. The Cardinals just got their first touchdown. They got one timeout left. So you run the ball on second down and you get 8 yards. What the hell are you doing? Okay, go to halftime. The Cardinals already said, all right, they ran the football. They did the smart thing. They ran the football. We can't get the football back now because if we call our last time out, all they got to do is run the football again or take a knee and we go into halftime. So Bruce Arians is like, all right, let me take my headset off. Let me take my little hip clip off and let's go to halftime. No, Chip Kelly says, hey, y'all get up to the line and run another play. What? What are you doing? If they would have stopped you in the backfield for a 1-yard gain or a 1-yard loss or a no gainer, they could have called their last time out. Now you got to punt the ball, dummy. What are you doing? Luckily enough, they got 3 yards, got the first down, and they got to go to halftime. What was the point in that? What was the psychological sense in that? You need to wash your face. I can't stand dumb football, especially when it's on a Thursday. I got better stuff to do. Entertaining that nonsense. Let's go to the second half likes, man. Damn. Back to the Cardinals. Ifeanyi Moma forces a fumble and recovers it on the opening kickoff of the second half. So turnovers continuing to be the theme in this game and the difference. They take that touchdown, and this this blows my mind. This is why this game was so bad. It blows. They get the fumble through the Cardinals. They run it 3 times, including running it on 3rd and 11. They were like, hey, Drew, we don't want you throwing the football at all, buddy. At all. So we just going to take this field goal. It's that kind of night. And the 49ers said, no, we turned it over so you could get a touchdown, not a field goal. What are you doing? No. You're too kind. You just want a field goal. We want you to have a touchdown. So we're gonna run into the kicker on 4th and 4. Appreciate it, man. Good looking out. You guys are too kind. They said, no, we're at home. You're our guest. We got to be a little bit more hospitable than that, man. We can't just let you get away with a field goal. We just fumbled the opening kickoff for you. No, field goal isn't good enough. You need a touchdown. Here, very next play. David Johnson just rumbles and walks into the damn end zone, 14-7. At that point, I knew this game was over. I didn't want to watch anymore. The Cardinals literally said, I just want a field goal. I don't want a touchdown. I just want points. And the 49ers said, that's not good enough. I want you to have a touchdown. They said, no, I just want a field goal. They said, no, I'm not taking no for an answer. You're getting a touchdown here. David Johnson, man, he's on my likes list every single week. And guess what? He could do this every single week. I feel like Bruce Arians is Dean Smith and David Johnson is Michael Jordan. The old saying was when Michael Jordan was at UNC, the only man that could stop Michael Jordan from getting 20 a night was Dean Smith. That was the only man that could stop Mike from getting 20 a night, every night. The only man that could stop David Johnson from getting 125 yards rushing every week is Bruce Arians. He can do this every week. 27 carries. What do we do? 100 and how many yards? We probably in the 150s. It's scrolling across. Give me a second. 27 carries, a $157 and 2 touches. He could do that every week. I watched Bruce Arians get away from the run every single week. This man got 18 carries. This man got 17 carries. He don't never hit 20. Only until Drew Stanton is in there, he's like, hey, I don't want to throw the football, man. I've seen enough. Drew Stanton is well under 50% passing tonight. I'm good. I'm going to just let DJ run it, man. Sounds good to me. That needs to be the formula moving forward because Carson Palmer isn't lighting it up, just in case you don't know. I'm letting you know. This is your best player on your football team right now. Get him the football. He was a beast tonight. He always is. Marcus Cooper with a pick, man. Big play. Cardinals have struggled in the secondary this year. They need someone to step up at that second corner. When the Cardinals have won, Cooper has been good. In that Tampa game, he was good. He got a pick in that game. He was good tonight. Got a pick in this game. That's the difference defensively. If they can get some production out of that second corner, they're going to be fine. But if they continue to struggle in that secondary, then that's when the issues happen defensively. And if they don't force turnovers to offset the issues they're having defensively, then that's when teams score points and the Cardinals lose football games. So a big play by Marcus Cooper in this game. And then Larry Fitzgerald, man. What more can we say? What more can I say about Fitz, man? First ballot Hall of Fame. I love watching him play the game of football. And the guy is just timeless. He just continues to kill the San Francisco 49ers. He was open all night long. All night long. All night. Whoa. All night long. All night. All night he was open. And he continued to eat the 49ers up on that touchdown pass. Boy, was that a wobbly duck. I thought I shot it a couple of times while it was in the air. But it got there, and Larry made a play on it. Got in the end zone. 2 touchdowns on the night for him. He just continues to roll on. You go to the 49ers likes in the second half. There are none. They were horrible in the second half of this game, and they pissed this game. Remember, this game was 7-7 at halftime. For as bad as the 49ers felt going into the halftime break because of the things that transpired at the end of the first half, it was still a 7-7 ball game. So essentially 0-0. Start the game over. You just got one half of football now. They got the ball coming out of half, so you feel good about that. And they just pissed the football game away in the second half. They did nothing right in the second half. There's nothing to like in the second half of this ball game. Let's get to the dislikes in the second half for both teams. Cardinals run in the red zone on 3rd and 11. I've already said what I needed to say on that. I mean, that was really, really telling right there. When you run it 3 straight times, and on 3rd and 11, you don't even attempt to pass with all the weapons that the Cardinals have. Michael Floyd and Larry Fitzgerald and Jerron Brown and John Brown. You don't try to throw the football at all? Wow. Hakeem Velez dropped a football wide open over the middle field, then got a pass interference on the very next play. Get the hell out of the game, man. Get out. Get out of the game now. Other than that, no dislikes for the Cardinals in the second half. They did what they needed to do. They forced turnovers. They scored off those turnovers. Even when they only wanted field goals off those turnovers, they scored. And they did what they needed to do to win. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. It was on the road. It was in a division. It was a win. You take it all day long. Don't let me make you feel bad about this W. That's not what my intentions are. It was just a poor football game on the eyes. My eyes hurt from watching this game. That's all. Don't feel bad. You needed this win, and you got it. Feel good about that. Let's go to the 49ers, man. More bad, more dislikes. Let's run these down. Chris Davis, fumbling the opening kickoff. Bruh, you got one job. You don't do nothing else on this team. You got one job to do. Don't fumble the football. That's it. I'm not asking much from you, man. God, some of these guys kill me. Running into the kick on Rashard Robinson. Now, this is a rookie. He don't know no better. I'm upset at him because It's a field. Let them have the 3 points, man. What are you doing? Let them have the 3 points. They want 3. Let them have 3. How often? Let me ask you this. When's the last time you seen a kick blocked from the guy coming off the outside? When's the last time you seen that happen? If a kick is blocked, where does it normally come from? Does it come from the guy flying and diving off the edge? Does he ever get there in time? Unless he's offsides? So, bro, what are you doing, man? Let the man have they want a field goal. They ran it on 3rd and 11. They want 3. They don't want 7. Why? 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 Ronald Blair, offside, another rookie. Bruh, it's 3rd and 4. Your corner, Tremaine Brock, makes a beautiful play on the football. All you have to do is stick your hand in the dirt and look down the line and see where the ball is. The man's entire head and neck was past the damn football. Where they do that at? You gotta be kidding me, man. It was 3rd and 9. You got lucky. It turned it into 3rd and 4. You still got off the field. Golly, boy. That's what 1 in 4 teams do, though. Seriously. You got to be kidding me. Blaine Gabbert's 2nd interception. Look, you're down by 1 score, bruh. 1. Don't do that. That ball needs to be on the outside of that receiver, not the inside. Don't do that. No. And finally, the safety. That was the perfect exclamation point on what was a pathetic game by the 49ers. 3 turnovers led to 17 Arizona Cardinal points and the safety at the end. 33-21. Arizona wins this football game. I don't have anything else to say. Let's get to the next thing on the menu where this game was won.
Well, wake her ass up! We're gonna win tomorrow!
Winning, 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 winning.
All right, so quickly, I talked about this briefly. Let's just dive into this real quick. This game was won when Carlos Hyde decided it was the right thing to do to flex on somebody after a 4-yard game. That's when this game was won by the Cardinals, lost by the 49ers. And they say this all the time, and I didn't used to think this was true, but as I watch more and more football, especially when it comes to the bad teams, I find this to be more of a true statement than ever before. More games are lost in the National Football League than they are won. And when you look at the way some of these teams lose games, this is a prime example of that. The Cardinals won this game because the 49ers lost this game. Does that make any sense to you? It should. Because the Cardinals were doing absolutely nothing until the 49ers self-destructed in this football game. You were waiting for that shoe to drop. It was almost like this team will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2. And then they just self-destructed. They exploded. You get the penalty on Carlos Hyde. Yeah, I'm a man. I just got 4 yards. We still deep in our own territory, but I got 4 yards. Dummy. Then you get the interception because that penalty not only negated the 6-yard gain that he just got, but it just knocked you back 15 yards. You're already deep in your own territory. All the momentum that they have built on the last drive when they scored the touchdown, gone. That's done. It's over with. And now you set yourself up where instead of you continuing to run the football, stay balanced, now you feel like you need to throw it. Because now you're getting late into the first half. Now, instead of you being out past the 30-yard line, you backed up inside the 15. Changes the whole dynamic of the play calling, changes everything. And on 3rd and long, Blaine Gabbert throws the football, gets deflected, gets picked off, and they score a touchdown. And this game was never the same. You come out in the second half, you fumble the opening kickoff. They want 3. You say, no, you take 7. You will get 7. We're not taking no for an answer. You block, run into the field goal kicker. They get a touchdown on the next play. Then Blaine Gabbert throws a pick. They get another touchdown or a field goal off of that down the line when they were down by. It just The game was won when, for the second week in a row, a penalty changed the entire outlook of a 49ers game. Last week, it was the poor call on Jaquiski Tartt. I thought it was a terrible call. They were up 14-0. He gets the personal foul penalty on a third down when the Cowboys were going to have to punt. Instead, they get the touchdown. They end up tying the game up before the half. Changed the whole complexion of that game. It was never the same. Here, Carlos Hyde gets a taunting penalty that he deserved. It was a dumb move on his part. And even Chip Kelly said at halftime, that penalty killed us. It killed everything that we had built. And remember, they were building slow bricks in this game, man. I mean, they were moving like an 80-year-old on a construction site. They were moving as slow as you could possibly move. And yet they had finally got in the end zone. They had finally shown some life. They got a little momentum on this drive. If they get anything before the half, they win this game. 10, 14, whatever they get, a field goal, a touchdown to extend the lead out to double digits, they're going to win this game. Instead, you get the turnover. After that, everything went to hell in a handbasket. That's where this game was won. Let's wrap this thing up, man.
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
All right, I've said my piece, man. Let's see what you guys have to say. I've said everything I needed to say, man. Sean Mack says, thank the Lord that next week's game should be better. Should it? Don't count your chickens before they hatch, brother. I'm not sure that next week's game is going to be any better than this week's game. I'm not going to lie to you. Chargers and Broncos, why is that going to be any better? It might be some turnovers next week too. It might be sloppy football next week too. It's Thursday night football, man. Thursday night is not a good product. Never has, and I don't think it ever will be. Sean Mack says, terrible game by the 49ers. Terrible first half by the Cardinals. Arizona took advantage of those turnovers, though, and Stanton was turnover-free. Drew Stanton stinks. He's horrible. He's horrible. He stinks. Deron Johnson. Can't wait till Sunday. Me too. Especially after this garbage. Enrique Valencia says, will you hit the Mendoza line this week? Nah, I'm good, man. You worry about yourself. Don't worry about me. Captain Spartan 04 says, I quit watching the game early. Good for you, man. Good for you. How did DeForest Buckner look? He didn't play tonight. He was out. Moving right along. Sean Mack says, my Browns could have beat the 49ers, but you're right, LOL. Yeah. Enrique Valencia says, remember last year I told you David Johnson was better than Todd Gurley? To me, David Johnson is more explosive, more involved in the passing game. The Rams just don't block for him. And because they got Case Keenum at quarterback, nobody's afraid of their passing game. So you're able to load up the box to stop Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley is a better overall running back in terms of vision and patience and all that stuff. David Johnson is a more complete running back. I will not argue with you there. I love David Johnson. I wanted my Redskins to select him. And I love David Johnson. I love everything about his game. But Todd Gurley is the more natural running back. But like you said, David Johnson is a much bigger part of the passing game. So in that regard, I do agree with you. And he's got more weapons in Arizona. So you got to respect Larry Fitzgerald. You got to respect John Brown's speed. You got to respect Nelson's speed. You got to respect Jerron Brown. You got to respect Michael Floyd. Because all of those weapons exist on the field, and Carson Palmer, when healthy, can deliver the football to these guys, you can't load up on the run. And so that's why I don't understand why they don't run the football more in Arizona. I just don't get it. All of the numbers and the signs are there that they can be effective running the football, and they just don't run it enough. Captain Spartan 04 says, also, how Eli Harold looking, too? He doesn't look like much. He doesn't look like much at all. He doesn't move the needle. You know, he's a guy that is athletic, but he's a specialist to me, a guy that you just ask to rush off the edge. And I really thought he should have, well, I didn't think it wasn't him. It was his teammate that I thought needed to go back to school. But he's still undeveloped to me, Eli Harold. He got a big physical frame, looks the part. I just don't think he has the moves necessary to be a consistent pass rusher at this level quite yet. Bernard 543 says, primetime games Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night. this year have been trash, not entertaining so far, disappointing. I don't think all of them have been bad. The Sunday night games have been pretty good this year. The Monday night games haven't been all that great, but they haven't been as bad as the Thursday night games. All the Thursday night games except the first one have been bad. All of them. I can't remember who the second one was. Jets, Bills had some fireworks in it. That one wasn't too bad, but this was bad. Last week was bad. The week before that was bad. So the first 2 weeks weren't as bad. These last 3 games have been pretty bad. Pretty bad. Let's see. Enrique Valencia says, what happened to Michael Floyd, man? Thought he was going to have a breakout year in his contract. He's struggling this year. And I really can't put my finger on it. I don't know. He's not catching the football well. And he's never had this problem before. He's a guy that you knew, worst case scenario, he's going to catch the football. Will he get both feet in bounds? I don't know. But he's going to catch the ball. He's been struggling this year. And really, that goes for everybody on that Cardinals offense for the most part. They've all took turns struggling, with the exception of John Brown. I think he's done a really good job of catching the football. But Larry Fitzgerald has dropped the football a little bit more than I'm accustomed to seeing him drop the football this season. But Floyd is struggling big time. Of all the receivers, he's the one that's struggling the most. And I don't have an explanation as to why he's struggling the way that he is. See what we got. All right. Sean Mack says, I'm leaving early, bro. All Friday at work is overtime, bringing home a lot of cheddar, bro. I got 2 daughters. I need it, LOL. Hey, go to sleep, bro. I mean, I'm glad you were able to join me for how long you joined me. I'm surprised you joined me tonight. After this, I didn't know if you needed to come and get some over. Do you really want overtime of this? When I came up with the concept of overtime, it was because these games were supposed to be entertaining and you couldn't get enough. You need more. You need overtime. You don't need overtime of this. This was bad football, man. See now. Yeah, Captain Spartan 04 says, man, is it bad? We already talking 2017 draft. Yeah, anytime you're talking draft 5 weeks into the NFL season, you have a problem on your hands. And yeah, the 49ers got a problem on their hands. They're not a good football team. And I don't talk draft. I don't like talking draft until the season's over with. I can't stand talking draft during the season, but I get it. I understand why y'all are doing that. That conversation is worth having more so than this actual game. Let's see. Jonathan Lynch says, do you think Chip Kelly's on the hot seat? Nah, Chip's not on the hot seat. Chip doesn't have any stuff. There's nothing out there. How you want Chip to run his offense and the pieces to run his offense aren't there? Didn't I just explained to you guys, Jeremy Curley got on this roster 4 days before week 1. He's their best receiver. Do you not see the problem in that? Do you not understand how bad that is? No, this isn't a Chip Kelly problem. What do you want Chip Kelly to do? He doesn't have a quarterback. He doesn't have any receivers. The offensive line isn't great. What do you want him to do? Carlos Hyde's got to break 2 tackles just to get back to the line of scrimmage on every damn play. And they're running read option, which makes it even worse. Because you would think at least the read option would freeze that defensive end from collapsing down. He's still got to break 2 damn tackles just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Somebody asked me tonight on Twitter, is he dancing too much? I'm like, no, he's got to dance to get away from 2 dudes just so he can pick up 2 yards on the play. It's bad out there right now, man. It's bad out there. Bad in the Bay Area right now. And with that being said, no more questions. Let's check Twitter real quick. I'm about to get out of here. And there's nothing on Twitter. So it's going to do it for me tonight on Thursday Night Football. Cardinals getting much needed victory, 33-21. Get to 2-3 on the season. Got a couple of home games coming up. Damn, is it me or have they played a bunch of home games already? They're going to run out of home games at some point early in this season, it seems like. But this was a big one. They needed this one. If they can find a way to get back to 500, they can save this season. This season is salvageable. Okay? The Cardinals aren't as bad as they appear to be tonight because Drew Stanton isn't a starting quarterback. They did what they had to do. If they were playing anybody else in the NFC other than this 49ers team, they probably lose this game. That includes the Bears. That includes the Lions. They play anybody else with Drew Stanton at quarterback, they probably lose this game. But they played the one team in the NFC that really stinks. That really stinks. That can match their level of ineptitude at the quarterback position. And that was the San Francisco 49ers. And so they were able to get by. They waited. All they did was waited. They said, look, we're just going to wait them out. They're going to make mistakes. And when they make those mistakes, we got to be ready to take advantage of those mistakes. And they did. They just waited the 49ers out. They said they're gonna implode. They're a bad football team. And that they did. So they got the win. 33-21. Get to 2-3 on the season. Huge win. Now you're one game away from 500. The goal should be get back to 500. You can't make any moves if you're the Cardinals without getting back to 500 first. Find a way to do that, and then you can start trying to climb back up into contention in this division. It's not out of the conclusion that these guys can't get back into the divisional race. All right? The Rams, they got Case Keenum at quarterback. I'm not going to keep saying that, but you'll understand at some point what I'm saying. And the Seahawks, I think they're the class of that division, but they've already been beaten once in the division. So it's not like they're going to run away and hide. And they got some tough games coming up, does Seattle. So we're going to find out who the Seahawks are. If you're the Cardinals, take care of your business. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing in your division. Worry about yourself. Take care of business. Get back to 500. And then see where the chips fall after that. It's going to do it for me on this breakdown. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here on Thursday Night Football Overtime. I'm your man, Louie Tee. We're changing the game one live feed at a time. I will see you next time on Sunday when we get a bunch of good football, lockdown coverage, Sunday Night Football Overtime. You know how this goes. I will see you next week. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Broncos won the Super Bowl when Peyton Manning retired. 49ers won 5 games and Tom Sula got fired. RG's in Cleveland and my Rams hit the West Coast. Be sleepless in Seattle cause that 12-man ain't beast mode. Oh yeah, I knew it was something I forgot to mention. Yeah, old Tom Brady about to get that suspension. Yeah, I know the Pats fans probably think that's whack. Yeah, but at the end of the day, your balls was flat. It's that time again. It's that time again to go hard in the offseason, cause we trying to win. We gon' go so hard, we don't take no days off. Hopefully one day it's all gonna pay off. Shout out your defense, they tissue cause they soft. Catch them while they sleeping, we gon' sneak in the playoffs. I'm ready for some football, I don't know about you. Who else could it be but your man